But say unfre dede na chairman obefre Edmund Addo. What the difference? Usi dede nyade. Ebia dede form no onye card for this game. But dede ye nyina ati ase. What Otto Addo? What is Abrantefen Edmund Addo ni business in this team?
So guys, I posted an earlier video on this channel and the editing was in a mess, and I want to thank you guys for pointing me in the right direction. We took it off and did the video once more. So guys, you are watching Sports Corner GH and my name is Adam, and I know you have seen the squad list, but then let me know your thoughts about it down below in the comment section. And currently, if you go to Ghana Twitter, Dede Ayew is trending. And I know one person who is really happy Andre Ayew is not part of the squad. His name is called Derek Osai-Bonsu. I know he's really happy Dede Ayew is not part of the squad. But guys, let me know your thoughts about the squad down below in the comment section. Now, the players who were not able to make the squad list due to injuries are Baba Idrisu, Inaki Williams, Majid Ashimbewu, Joseph Pentel, Nathaniel Leje, Dennis Odoi, Daniel Amate, and Daniel Kofitre. These players did not make the official 26-man squad to face off with Mali and also Central African Republic. But then the one everyone is talking about is Andre Dede Ayew, and this was the response from the coach on the reason why he did not add Andre Ayew to the Black Star squad. Let's check it out.
So the first thing you asked about Andre. So I had a long talk with Andre, personal. I visited him and gave him the reasons why he's not in the squad at the moment. And I usually held it like this, that I don't talk too much about the players who are not in the squad, more about those who are in the squad. And for me, I can say I don't like I talk to players directly. I don't like to give information out about what we spoke about. I have big respect for him. He's a living legend. He holds the record in games playing for the national team. He has, achieved things that just a few players from Ghana has achieved, and it's very difficult to leave him out at the moment. But at the end, me as a coach, I have to take decisions. The best decision, what I think for the team, and this was one part of the decision.
So guys, you have heard from the Black Star coach. He has given his reason, and I respect his reason for dropping Andre Dede Ayew. But then, I feel Ghanaians are exaggerating the whole fact. I see people happy and all those things. This is just a call-up. Andre Ayew is not retired. This is just call-up. He just didn't make a call-up. It doesn't mean he has gone on retirement. So you both should calm down. There is a possibility of him to come back. The coach says never say never. So there could be an opportunity for him to come back into the Black Star squad. But guys, that is the latest update concerning Andre Dede Ayew. Now let's take a look at the squad and take a look at the new players who have joined the squad. We have Brendan Thomas-Asante with West Bromwich Albion. I'm happy this player is in the Black Star squad. At least he'll be given a chance and is in to replace Inaki Williams. And also we have Kamaldeen Sulemana in the Black Star squad. I'm really happy he's in to replace Baba Idrisu, and I'm really excited about these two additions. It's good to have like different dynamics in the Black Star squad. But then, do you remember we had Jonathan Soa was included to the Black Star squad? Charlie, people they lie. People they lie too much. It is saying that Jonathan Soa, he's not even part of the Black Star squad. That's what we heard. But then everyone is talking about Edmund Addo. And if you follow me very well, I told you in one of my videos that Edmund Addo was going to make the squad one way or the other. People disagreed with me. And I hope you understood the reason why Otto Addo added Edmund Addo. I told you that the reason why Otto Addo would add Edmund Addo to the squad is that the last two games Ghana played against Nigeria and also Uganda, Edmund Addo played as a centre-back. And playing that particular role, he made a very good first impression on Otto Addo. And Otto Addo will be seeing the player like, okay, you are a midfielder, but then when I placed you or converted you to a centre-back, you were able to flourish in that role. Your passing is good. So he believes he has a valuable player on his hands, a player who can play as a centre-back and also can play as a midfielder. So Otto Addo feels like Edmund Addo is that wild card in the Black Star squad who can be called upon at any time to either play as a centre-back or as a midfielder. When I made this statement earlier, people didn't understand. But then finally, we are all seeing it. He's not in the squad based on club performance. He is in the squad based on the trust the coach has in him and also the first impression he made on Otto Addo. That is why Edmund Addo is in the squad. Personally, I'm not happy about it, but then he's in. At the end of the day, once a player is called, it's either the coach trusts the player or the player is performing very well. But then let's hear what a journalist had to say about Edmund Addo's inclusion to the Blaster squad. Let's check it out.
Dede Ayew, just a call up. You retired Dede Ayew. Biasa 2 games here kwa kobono. And a coach na mfre Dede. But say unfre Dede. Na chairman obefre Edmund Addo. What the difference? What's Dede nyade? Bia Dede form no onye cut for this game. But Dede ye nyina atiase. What Robbie Dede Ayew? What is Abrantefen Edmund Addo ni business in this team? Eya kwasa kosikro ojira kwante na bia o. Because Edmund Addo need Dede Ayew there. Chairman, se ka be frɛ baako dia, enka frɛ Dede Ayew rather. Se won frɛ Dede na won frɛ obi dia, Edmund Addo should have no business in this team. But coach na frɛ no, me at this level no, the minimum ne say menya resource. Se coach no e dey say place no bebo. Na Ghana ebenya resource a, that's what we are all looking for. And you know why in selection awie, but the point is that Central African Republic etimini Mali ebo draw German, we can get a resource against Mali.
Sounds like Central African Republic should be taking a resource against Ghana.
Yes.
And it means that everybody has a chance.
And you know,
I say first yes, you mumpa in Kenya me now represent the bakwana ne unene bono. Ozu nyame ne bono. So mumpa in Kenya me sa.
Also keeping up. I see lots of other people who have joined the space. This would be a quick space on the Blaster squad that we've seen. 26 players, as Daniel summarized very neatly. Very interesting squad indeed. The only big name exclusion being Andre Ayew. For those who, depending on where you belong to, you would have seen this coming, or you probably would not have seen this coming. Other than that, 2 debutants in there as well. I was personally a bit surprised with forcing Amonko's exclusion because he played the last friendlies and he seemed to have impressed at least from Otto Addo's point of view. He impressed, so I'm not sure what exactly happened because he wasn't listed as part of one of those players who is injured. Key reminder, 2 games, June 6 and June 10, 4 days apart. We have 3 points in the group. We have 4th on the table. We have 1 win. We desperately need to get back to winning ways. Only the teams that top the table will qualify. So it's a straight shootout. And at the moment, we are trailing Comoros by 3 points. They have maximum 6 points in the group. And this is the squad to do it. Otto Addo said a few things. And some of those things are very interesting.
I think just overall, Otto's demeanor is that of a professional. I mean, he's used to this environment. So I'm not surprised by how he carried himself and the choice of words when it came to answering some of the thorny questions, particularly with regards to, of course, the absence of Andre Ayew and how it went about basically not putting out information on the details, but just saying that it was a difficult conversation. I think that was more than enough information to give at a presser. So I'm not really surprised by the professionalism with which he carries out that part of his task. But overall, if you look at the squad, it's Otto back to form. A lot of the players he scored are players that he's pretty familiar with, or he would have spoken to. This is basically a lot of the players who went to the World Cup, with a couple of additions who are young and up and coming too. You look at the squad and basically looks like he's trying to shift the direction of the team from the old guard to a new guard, where we are going to see perhaps the likes of Mohammed Kudus assert themselves a bit more, not just in terms of how the team performs on the pitch, but in terms of just a general level of influence on the team. Perhaps the highest profile player the team has now. And that normally in the Ghana settings comes with a lot of responsibilities because other players look up to you, management and the coaches look up to you. Certain players run away from it, other players embrace it. I recall back in the day, Michael Essien was not a player who enjoyed being put in that kind of space. So he did not really embrace that kind of leadership, although at the time he was perhaps the biggest profile player we had. So it looks like Otto is setting the tone for that change where other players can also assert themselves. Also interesting for me is Thomas Partey. Now, when the conversation came up about Andre not being called, there are those who also said that perhaps it might be, that might also include Partey because a conversation was had with Thomas Partey as well. But it does look like he still feels a need for Partey, and it's good he brought Partey back because, again, I look at the midfielders he's called, and Partey has a unique skill set that we still have not been able to replicate. And even if we can, we haven't seen, we don't have some of the players who've been called. Somebody like Francis Abu might not have the current gel with the team to be able to do that. So Thomas Partey, even on the back of a very difficult season at Arsenal, just recently recovered, I think, the last month of the season. This will be an interesting assignment, especially because the two games that are coming will be very hard games. With a new season coming at Arsenal, I'm asking myself, where is Partey's head? Is he going to be in for the physical battle that this would be? Is he willing to put his body on the line? Because these are crucial games. As you gave the overview of the current group situation, these are important games that we're going to play. You don't need you need to be convinced that every player that you put on the park is willing to give you 100%. So that also gave me a bit of concern when it comes to Partey and where his mind and his body is. And I don't blame him because if his body responds the way it responded last season at Arsenal, he will not have an Arsenal career by January. They will ship him off. So this is a player who will really, really think about just how much he's willing to put his body on the line. But he's there, and like I said, his profile is a very interesting one for our midfield, perhaps the most important. That ability to just keep the ball, maintain a tempo, is key. Good to see Elisha Owusu back after the season is had. Otto seems to have a thing for Edmund Addo. I don't know what exactly it is, but he seems to like something about Edmund Addo's profile. Perhaps we might need to watch a bit closer to see what exactly it is that he likes about Edmund Addo's profile, because Addo has not convinced largely when he's been given the opportunity for Ghana. Also hasn't been that active until the last month or so for his club in Serbia. Good to see Ibrahim Osman made the big money move after an impressive season. Ibrahim Sulemana, I'm happy. That's the kind of midfielder who could step up and make an impression. Kamaldeen Sulemana intrigues me because I think that perhaps the only way he gets into this team is the fact that he might be the quickest player we have in our squad in the absence of Inaki. Other than that, he hasn't done enough this season. He's featured in 25 games. He's been injured a lot. He started only 10 games this season. In fact, the last 5 games, I think there were games where he didn't make the squad. And it wasn't even because of injury. He just didn't make the squad for Southampton, a team that has qualified for the Premier League. So you're asking yourself, where exactly is he in the plans of this team of Coach Russell Martin? So I'm asking myself, what kind of mindset and form does he bring to the squad? But maybe this might also be just what he needs to boost his confidence. But like I said, his speed is an essential tool you need. So I guess Otto is accounting for every aspect of the skill set that he will require from the team. So overall, like I said, I like the makeup of the squad. Good mix of youth and experience. Our best and brightest are there. Good to see Tariq back. Good to see Jerome. Good to see Tariq back. But Jerome Opoku didn't have a very good experience the last time he played for Ghana. So that is something that we need to look out for. On the goalkeeping grounds, Lawrence Atizigi, much maligned in Ghana, but I still think he's the best international level goalkeeper we have. I heard the questions about Agbasi and Midiama's Frederick Che. I'm not convinced that they are at Atizigi's level. No, I'm not convinced. Agbasi, if you watched the Ghana Premier League, Agbashi has not been good. He was good in continental football, but in the Premier League, Agbashi has not been very, very good. So I'm not really convinced by that. Frederick Asare, I think what Frederick Asare has going for him is his ability on the ball. We all know how Otto Addo likes to play. And Agbashi has that skill set as well. He's an Aspire Academy boy, so he knows how to play for 50. But I think that Frederick Asare is just that extra comfortable on the ball with his kicking and just a bit more accurate, and also has length. He's pretty tall for the position that he has. So I cannot complain too much about Frederick Asare. So all in all, like I said, it's a good squad to play Mali and Central African Republic. And then finally, Brandon Thomas-Asante. I tweeted that I met him when
I was going to ask you about him.
Yeah, I met him when he was 14 or 15 years old. He came on holiday at the time as a kid, and the person who was handling him at the time, Papa Jiman, brought him around for a chat. Later on, he came to train with some of my kids for I think 2 or 3 days. Looked bigger than his age, but you know how it is over there, And I'm happy with the development he has shown. He's had a very good season for a West Brom team that was in the chase for qualification back to the Premier League. And his is good because he's a profile that we don't have. A very physical. Think Razak Pimpong. With a bit more finesse. No, well, not a bit more, a lot more finesse. Let me put it that way. But think that profile, and I think we've not had that for a while. He's very strong. He can play in the box, hold up play very well. So, and he's very quick. Not afraid to take shots, not afraid to also absorb contact, because sometimes you need players who are willing to absorb contact, win you fouls, take on some of the big centre backs that are on show in the continent. So I'm very happy to see Brandon Thomas-Asante, and I hope he can replicate his club form. I think he scored 11 goals in the championship this season with 2 assists. It's not a bad turnaround, although the championship has a lot of games. But he's coming into it, and I think if you look at his numbers, the past 3 seasons, he's been improving every single season. And this is a call-up that you cannot really complain about. So brilliant one